Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
Well, thankfully it's a 12-team playoff, so that option to play for a national championship is still alive and well.
Hell, we're still ranked 5th.
Yeah. Yep. Well, again, much like Alabama, Georgia, they'll consider that a good loss.
I don't. There's no good losses. Man, I missed. Damn, man.
I'll be curious to see what Jeff says. A lot of out-coaching in that game.
How do we feel about spitting on other players?
Kelly, I was just going to say that team, man.
That's so gross.
I mean...
He got ejected, though.
This stupid little trick play where they kick the ball into our player, then they're spitting on our player. F Oregon, man. We'll see him again in the Big Ten Championship.
We will.
We'll get him in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, I thought we looked good. My husband's... I guess assessment of it is that the defense that was the issue.
That was definitely a problem.
Couldn't stop anything. No defense, and honestly, the penalties at the end of the game and the clock management were bad, awful.
I thought you were about to say play calling.
No.
Which I wasn't happy with.
Play calling wasn't great, but the clock management was worse, and the combination was what did them in.
It seemed like we were running the ball every single first and second down, and they were selling out against the run, and it's like, what's the saying? Take what the defense gives you. Those coaches they've been doing this their whole lives. Who am I to criticize them? But I'm watching the game and I'm watching them sell out to shut us down in the run when we're, able to throw these deep passes all the time. And I mean, where was that?
You were asking for a long field goal anyway at the end, but Howard not being aware that there was 6 seconds left on the clock, I don't get. Like, that was just...
As soon as he took off running, as my wife, I yelled, "No, you can't do that!"
Yeah. Like, you're done. Like, you're absolutely done. There's nothing you can do. Even if you would have went down right then and there, by the time you get the timeout in, the time is gone. You had 6 seconds. And again, where was Ryan Day going? Listen, we've got 6 seconds. Here's what we can't do.
Damn, man.
So
that just hurt. It hurt.
1 point. Oh, it did hurt.
It did.
So that whole thing's still standing. The what is it now? 1 in whatever it is. The record of teams who have to go travel 2 time zones in the Big Ten.
Yep.
All right.
But again, it's not as detrimental as this game would have been a year ago because it is a 12-team playoff now. Yeah. So Ohio State most likely still finishes in the top 4. Barring any other kind of setbacks along the way.
Well, just win the Big Ten championship. That's all they got to do. And they're in.
So, there's that.
That's all they got to do.
Welcome into a Monday. Just in case you thought you were done reliving that loss on Saturday. Oh, no. We'll bring it all back around.
Yeah, it didn't get much better for me Sunday either.
But, I got a butt whipping.
One of my best friends, Joe, that you DJ'd his wedding, he's a Lions fan. And I told him, I said, we have 6 starters out on defense. Your offense is going to move the ball at will up and down the field, and that's exactly what they did.
That flea flicker was a thing of beauty.
I saw that 3 times this weekend in the NFL.
Yeah.
3 times.
But the Detroit one was just...
Yeah.
That was a master class in how to do that. Anyway. It's Monday. We got a lot to get to today. Hopefully you were paying attention to Ronnie on Friday. She gave you the Sonic Temple song that you want to listen for this morning, and we will play that at some point in time. And when you hear it, it could be your shot to win some tickets to Sonic Temple 2025.
Also got Sarah Silverman tickets.
Yeah.
Give those away in the 7 o'clock hour. Tell you how to win those right after Kelly's 7 o'clock news. And we have another show to announce tomorrow.
Do.
They just keep coming.
A lot going on. Did you have a nice weekend, Kelly, outside the Buckeyes loss?
Excellent weekend. Yep. Beautiful weather.
Was nice.
Yeah.
Got a little windy yesterday.
Yeah, it was all right. Charlie and I got into listening to a little Foghat on Saturday night.
Foghat?
That was a blast. Have not listened to Foghat? Yes. He's like, let's listen to some Foghat.
A little slow ride over there, huh?
We didn't even listen to Slow Ride. We started with Take It or Leave It and went from there. It was excellent. We had so much fun.
Every day I find a new glaring difference between Kelly Quinn and I, because at no point in time over any weekend would I ever be, you know what? Let's listen to some Foghat.
It was excellent. It was really good.
Was it good?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, Foghat's great.
Did you play any?
No. Okay. Listen to it.
All right. No,
then we watched Casey Musgraves on Austin City Limits last night, which was excellent.
What about I Just Want to Make Love to You? Is that in there?
No.
You didn't hear that one either?
Did not. We must have been listening to a different album.
You've already mentioned two more Foghat songs that I know outside of Slow Ride. Like, that's my Foghat experience. It ends after that.
Get you some culture over there, Lewis.
I'm good. I am good.
My husband grew up in this as a 70s guitar rock fan. He plays the guitar, so Foghat is right in his sweet spot. So, yeah, he's the reason I'm so into Queen right now. So I'm really going back into the 70s and re-listening to the things I never quite caught a hold of back then. I was too immature musically. I was listening to Undercover Angel and Afternoon Delight.
And you didn't know what Afternoon Delight meant.
I didn't know what Undercover Angel was either.
All those dirty songs that were corrupting you and you didn't even know.
Went right over my head.
It's all right. It happens.
Starland Vocal Band really pulled the wool over my eyes.
I know. All this time you thought it was something innocent.
Yeah.
You never heard of either Slow Ride or Foghat song, I said.
I've heard of Slow Ride.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said those are two songs.
It was in Top Gun Maverick. He plays it on the jukebox.
All right.
Oh, that's right. What is wrong with this song, Lewis?
Oh, it's so good.
They're looking like somebody just punched him in the mouth.
Guys, I've always told you, like, 70s and classic rock is that's my musical void.
How about Fool for the City? Oh! I need you to come over on some Saturday when we're really delving into these great...
I would appreciate it. I mean, you guys are jamming out to all my grandparents' favorite hits.
Heck yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But would you rather me just say I don't know what it is than pretend like I know what it is and have no clue?
No, I'd rather you be genuine.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I don't mind a lie or two here or there.
You just lie. What have we got in Morning Blitz Trivia?
All right, $25 up for grabs to waterbeds and stuff. If you're the first one who texts in the correct answer at 99700, what is the top trending Halloween costume of 2024? I don't know that I've ever seen this one on a list before, but this is number one this year. Top trending Halloween costume of 2024. Tell us at 99700. Be first, get the gift card.
It's Papa Roach on the Morning Blitz 624. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Congratulations. Going out to...
Well, can I review the question real quick?
No. Just tell the winner. On to the next thing. We read a question. If you missed it, no, kid. Yes, by all means.
Jeez. So the question was, what is the top trending Halloween costume of 2024? And I love this character. It's Shrunken Head Bob from Beetlejuice.
Everybody loves that guy.
He's actually called Shrinker Bob.
He was one of the main stars of the latest Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm. Of the new movie?
The new movie.
Yeah.
He's like a big character.
Well, I remember seeing him 2 or 3 times in the trailer.
Yeah, he's sort of one of the more important characters in this movie.
I'm going as Ray Gun.
Ray Gun was number 2.
Oh, now I can't. Oh, really?
Yeah. The Australian breakdancer is number 2 on the list.
I can't do that.
How hilarious is that? And I'm not familiar with this video game, but in at number 3 is Catnap from the horror video game Poppy Playtime.
Horror video game? There's a horror video game?
Horror.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't played that yet. Maybe I should.
Maybe video game. And then Dolores from Beetlejuice is number 4.
I'm not surprised a lot of the Beetlejuice characters haven't made a comeback yet just because of the movie. I would not be shocked if, like, the actual Beetlejuice character, I can't say it 3 times, comes back this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean...
Every now and again you see a sexy Beetlejuice floating around out there, but I feel like the real deal will make a comeback this year.
What is the Amazing Digital Circus? Anybody heard of that?
I don't know, but I bet it's amazing.
Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus is 5th. What the heck is that?
I don't know. Am I the only one bothered by the music?
Sorry, you're scared.
No, I just...
Is this better?
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, actually it is.
Halloween.
It kind of is.
That's The Exorcist.
Like, I feel like I should be... The other music, I feel like I need a laser gun and I should be hunting aliens.
Lewis, I'm going to give you one guess. You have to get this right. What is the top number one duo costume?
Duo?
Yes. You have to get this right. You, personally, you should know this. Absolutely, without a doubt.
I have no idea.
Think, come on.
What?
This year. Huge this year.
Oh, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
Oh my God, no.
What?
I think that's a good guess.
Thank you. Apparently someone else in the room doesn't.
Did they even make the list of duos? Not the top 10. No, Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh.
Oh, Lewis.
Well, I don't really think of them as a duo.
Oh, well, okay.
More put together for movie purposes to make $1 billion, but not really a duo.
And then you got Velvet and Veneer from Trolls Band Together. Janet and Rita, a.k.a. the Grannies on Bluey. Bluey. Jack and Coke. That's another duo.
That'd be fun. Do you
Jack
guys have
and
a...
Coke.
Do you guys ever have a... Do you have a favorite Halloween costume you've ever done?
I did up a great Dracula one year and won a contest at a school Halloween party.
I ripped shreds of sheet up once and went as a mummy. Just tied them all up and down my arms and body and legs, and I really liked that costume. I thought it was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it was just
creative.
a real basic, mummy. Who cares? It's like not real creative, but it was fun.
My Star-Lord costume turned out last year. My Fred Durst and
good.
Christina Aguilera couples costume from a couple of years ago was pretty good.
Yep,
and that was
absolutely.
easy. Like, I didn't have to put any thought into that at all. Like, I like something I don't have to do a lot with.
Yeah, I've seen you've showed me multiple pictures of Halloween costumes, and they've all been outstanding, actually.
My Indiana Jones costume was fun, but that's like if I can't find anything else, that's my go-to.
I also was a Banshee one year.
Ooh.
And it was pretty cool because I had this. We found this thing. It was a little skull, but it had a cord and a button. And if I pushed the button,
It screamed?
the mouth would open and it would scream.
Nice.
So I was driving everybody nuts that night.
Doug wants to know if I'm going to dress up as a sexy Beetlejuice. The thought has crossed my mind, Doug. I'd be lying if I said it didn't.
Beetlejuice is already sexy, Doug. You don't have to dress up as a sexy Beetlejuice.
Well, I'm going to show a little more thigh with my costume.
Oh, are ya?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe go with the black and white striped Super Trooper shorts with my Beetlejuice costume. It flatters the crotchal region.
Not as necrotic on your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Congratulations to Sabrina McClintock from Columbus. She was the first one to text in the correct answer, and she scores $25 to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Well, who would like to go first on this fine Monday morning?
Well, I have a police blotter story that made me laugh.
Well, let's hear the police blotter story.
This happened in the Cleveland area. A man reported that he was harassed and scammed out of about $200 by a woman he met through an online hookup app called Down. So this man started communicating with the woman about 3 days prior to him reporting it on this app and on Snapchat. So she asked him for $35. She's like, I'll come to your apartment. I'll drive there, but I need $35. So he sends her money via PayPal. And then she said, oh, yeah, thank you. And I also need another $100 for my cousin and for birth control pills. So he sent her another $100 through PayPal and Apple Pay. So then she calls or messages him and says, hey, I'm on my way to your house, but I'm lost. Will you come find me? So he gets out in his car and starts driving around where she says that she is. And it's near the bus station. So he pulls over at the bus station and tells the police there what was going on. And they say, brother, you are being scammed. Go home. You're being scammed. So the man goes home and then messages the woman again. He's like, I don't think we should talk anymore. And she goes, hey, you better talk to me and you better send me some more money or I'm going to report you to your employer because you paid me to drive to your apartment and have sex with you. So your employer's not going to like that.
Whoa.
And then she said, and by the way, my cousin's on his way to your house right now to get more money. And indeed, somebody pulled up in a Jeep, some dude, and got out with a flashlight and started flashing it around his apartment. So he calls the cops. And the cops go, will you stop communicating with her? What is the matter with you, man? The guy drove away. Nothing happened. So they're like, please, you don't need to message her. Like, you don't need to be polite in this situation. Quit contacting this woman.
Wow.
How many times do we need to tell you this?
I know I've already sent you like $300, but we're done. We're done.
We're done. Unless there's a reason, a good reason. And I guess my door's still open to you if you want to come over.
I mean, when she asked for the additional 100, the first thing that would have popped in my mind was, oh, I'm paying a hooker. That's what's going on here. That's what I would have thought initially.
Well, he called her to come have sex. So I'm thinking that he's really desperate because he keeps going back. Like, if there's any just inch of a chance that you're really being honest with me, I want to leave the door open for you to come on over still.
And this happened in Cleveland. Ironically, in related news, the Cleveland Browns attempted to sue a guy who was getting a happy ending at a massage parlor that conned them into spending $230 million guaranteed for him to play quarterback. Yeah. Ironically, the cops showed up and told them they were just stupid and there was nothing they could do about it.
They're just like, my man, would you stop? Why do you keep messaging her? You keep getting... Never mind.
We need to talk about this more later this morning.
Okay.
We need to bring this back up about these scams.
It's the desperation and the loneliness of people that keeps them coming back to scammers.
Right.
You're on your way,
hoping.
right? Yeah,
like you're super hot. I don't know why this really super, super hot chick is on this app called Down, but she is.
Here's the other thing. That's probably not even her. The picture's probably not even her.
It never is.
No. It's some dude. This guy sent me another $100.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to Google image search this. I'm just going to trust her.
Right. She's on this app. She must be legit.
I thought sure you were going to tell me that when he went out looking for her, they broke into his house and stole stuff. That's what I thought was going to happen.
They're out here giving ideas to future criminals.
Let's get him out of the house. We'll get more.
Right.
All right. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger almost did not wear a fedora.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That hat is, like, iconic, right?
Hat and sweater.
Was he just going to have, like...
and the glove.
Like, spiky hair with, like, smoke coming off of it?
Well, no. It was originally part of the characters conceived by Wes Craven, and he patterned... And it was funny because Freddy came from Cleveland. Freddy was patterned after a drunk in a fedora who scared Wes Craven when he was a kid in Cleveland. That's where he got the whole image of Freddy from. But as they were fine-tuning Freddy's look, several people, including Wes, panicked over the fedora. They thought it would remind people of Indiana Jones. And
I can see that.
Yeah, but Robert Englund convinced them, no, you're wrong. We got to keep the fedora, and the rest is history.
I can tell you that I have never once confused Freddy Krueger with Indiana Jones.
Right.
No, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I mean, the resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah, if only Indiana Jones had a glove of razor blades.
Yeah.
They would be identical.
Twins. It's interesting, though, that he was the one that kept that, though. It is kind of cool to see how, like, certain things wouldn't play out if, somebody wouldn't have fought for it somewhere along the way.
They wanted him. They were going to go with a Paperboy hat that made him look like one of the kids from Newsies. Like,
oh God!
I'm so glad they didn't.
That would have been absolutely awful.
People would have walked out a half hour into the movie.
Yeah, but you know what though? It'd be interesting. That's a good thing to find out. Like what studio decisions that if they would have come into play would have wrecked things that would have become like iconic pop culture things. You know what I mean? Just because
sure
the way
there's
things.
a ton.
That's what I mean. The list has got to be just unbelievable.
I'm sure there were some that were done that did ruin movies we never knew about.
Probably. All right, I got something. The Prime Minister of Sweden was assassinated in 1986. One of them. The case wasn't closed until 34 years later in 2020. And here's the kicker. The prosecutors settled on a suspect who had died back in the year 2000.
Wait, what?
Prime Minister of Sweden assassinated in 1986. The case was not closed until 34 years later in 2020.
Yeah.
Prosecutors and everybody agreed that it was a dude who already died back in the year 2000.
That's convenient.
Right?
It's It's convenient. Yeah, we solved the case. It's a guy who died a long time ago.
Died 20 years ago.
Close the books on that one.
Sorry.
Well, that happens, though. I mean,
I suppose.
with
Isn't that a little weird?
Updated investigative
Do you
tools.
think that they were all just sitting around going, dude, this case has been on the books for 34 years.
And everybody's like,
what about this guy?
In
He
the
was kind of a
1980s?
bad- yeah.
Is anybody still alive?
Right.
He was around in the 80s?
This one guy was already a bad dude. We pin it on him. He's already dead.
Did they give his name? Did they tell everybody who?
No, it doesn't give his name.
Well, they got to tell people who it is. And,
Well, you can probably look it up.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure you
just
can
don't
look
think
it
Lewis
up.
has
I
it.
don't have his name.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I just, I wonder how much of that is legit or how much is just, what? Guy's already killed 30 people. What's one more?
Pin this one on him.
He's already dead anyway.
But think about it like you're his mother. That guy's mother who's dead.
Oh, by the way, your son killed the prime minister
Yeah,
too.
now she's like,
What?
what?
She's like, he's adopted.
He couldn't have done it.
Anyway, that's what we got. It's Pop Evil on the Morning Blitz. They will be coming with Bad Wolves, part of the Blitzmas Concert series a little bit later this fall, early winter. Looking forward to that one. Stick, Kelly, and Lewis at 6:51. Good morning. Windy today. Chance of showers. Kind of a
There's a chance of showers today?
light, depending on where you are, you won't see a ton of it, but a few spotty showers here and there. 58, so definitely a little cooler, but it's going to warm back up into the 70s by the end of the week. So a couple of days of a little bit colder stuff.
Yeah, I'm on lows in the 30s. I'm going to take my plant indoors. Plant. Only one plant. The other one's hanging and drying. Finally, I've reached that point.
Is it inside?
The one
Where do you
drying?
hang and dry?
It's in the basement. You can't smell it upstairs, but if you walk into the basement, boy, it hits you immediately.
I would like to go as a nose that doesn't ever smell weed except out in public all the time now.
I'll tell you what,
I bet if I walked in the front door, I could smell it.
Probably.
Do you think?
I'll tell you what, I can't honestly say I've been anywhere where I haven't smelled weed yet. I mean, it's everywhere now.
Yep.
Oh, really?
I mean, that smell used to be reserved for just concert venues and whatnot. Oh, no. I was in the park the other day. Smelled it.
Really?
Walking out of Meyer yesterday. Smelled it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there, isn't it? Let me tell you what, guys. So I had to get this plant ready to dry, right? The robot vacuums can wait. I just remembered I did this on Saturday before the game. So it's got, it's covered in leaves. It's got all these leaves all over it. So I'm snipping all these leaves off for 2.5 hours. I spent. Okay. If you're new to this whole thing, growing marijuana, plastic gloves. Let me recommend to you plastic gloves. Because, weed's sticky. And I'm cutting all... My fingers, were so sticky.
Are they still?
No.
You couldn't get it, okay.
My wife actually looked it up to find out olive oil and salt.
Okay.
So you put olive oil all over your hands and then you sprinkle salt all over them to get, something that will rub. You know what I mean? Kind of like we do with how we clean a coffee pot, with the salt and the ice.
Now you smell like an Italian. That's the spicy meatball.
Olive oil and salt. I'm like, and it's like, wow, it's coming off. Okay. So then I started using plastic gloves and that worked much better. So, so that was weird. And then it looked naked. I'll have to show you pictures of it without all the leaves on it. And then, it's hanging upside down. And I put it downstairs because I didn't want it out in the garage or the shed where it's so cold, or where if it rains, it could be, humid. And down there I have a dehumidifier. I have a small fan to keep circulation. It's a very dry room and it had a perfect place to hang it. And then I've got a spot on the other side of it to hang the other one. But I think that one's going to be done first because the other one's got a week to go, but it's going to be down in the 30s this week. And that can, put a hurting on a pot plant. So I can just pull it right in the sliding glass door and set it inside overnight. I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't want it. It's too early to pull it. It's not quite ready yet.
Becoming quite the weed farmer, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, that's why my daughter's
doing your research.
That's why my daughter's writing that book, My Dad the Pot Gardener. Just talk to her about it again over the weekend.
You've done more weed growing than you have fishing this year, haven't you?
Well, I mean, I've watered it every freaking day because of the drought we had.
Yeah,
But
she didn't fish that much.
well, because fishing sucked because of the drought and the heat. So I was able to take good care of the plants. But
Yes or no, have you talked to your pot plant more than you've talked to your wife?
not more than.
As much as.
But the fact that he either...
But I have talked to it.
For those 2
To them.
hours. I'm
Right.
sorry, baby. I have to cut these leaves
Yeah.
off. Don't worry.
I wish you
Everything's
could
going to
stay
be okay.
outside in your natural habitat, but it's just not good for
I'm
you.
going to have to hang you upside down now. A little blood's going to rush to your head.
need me
But
to
don't worry. It's all going to be all right.
You need me to send you no more money? No problem. I can.
I'll just sleep down here with you tonight. How's that?
Oh, you guys are way off. You were way off. It was more like a cute dog kind of thing. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. Look at you. Look at your buds.
Oh, that's weird.
Kind of think ours was a little better, actually.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, also known as Columbus Day. Government workers have the day off. Post office is closed. Amazon, FedEx, and UPS will be operating. Banks are closed in Columbus. No garbage pickup today. A Nevada man with a shotgun, loaded handgun, ammunition, and several fake passports in his vehicle was arrested at a security checkpoint outside Donald Trump's rally Saturday night in the Southern California desert. The suspect is a 49-year-old resident of Las Vegas. He was driving an unregistered black SUV with a homemade license plate. That was stopped by deputies assigned to the rally in Coachella, east of Los Angeles. If you're looking to get away with something, avoid the homemade license plate. I believe you're going to get pulled over. The driver claimed to be a journalist, but did not have any credentials to prove that. Deputies noticed the interior of the vehicle was in quite a bit of disarray, and a search uncovered the weapons, the ammo, along with multiple passports and multiple driver's licenses with different names. The man was arrested on suspicion of possessing a loaded firearm and possession of a high-capacity magazine. Authorities say he was released Saturday on $5,000 bail. Listen to this, is weird. His court date is January 2nd. What?
Election? Wow.
It's October. How is your next court date in January?
Because the system's backed up.
That's bizarre. Pretty wild. All right. You may not think getting a drive-through order wrong is a criminal offense in Georgia, but Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owen Sr., he may debate you on that. He's being accused right now of acting like getting that or his order wrong at Burger King is a crime. So, it's election year, right? Somebody's running against Sheriff Owens for county sheriff. The guy's name's David Cavender. He uncovered body cam footage from last year that showed Sheriff Owens ordering I guess he ordered at the Burger King. He asked for, let's see, what was his order? It was hilarious. It was, a Whopper. He asked for a Whopper with no mayo, and he wanted his Whopper cut in half. All right?
All right.
Come on, man.
What?
Really? We're asking for sandwiches to be cut in half?
So it's easier to eat sometimes.
I agree. It's easier to eat, but, be a man. Just grab that thing with one of your big, giant sheriff hands and eat it, okay? But anyway, maybe came with mayo, which would tick me off, rightfully so. So anyway, he calls 3 sheriff's deputies to the Burger King. And then starts demanding that they go in and find out the franchise owner's name because he's going to file charges about this wrong order.
File charges?
Yeah, so this is all on body cam footage. This whole thing happened early last year. But we're only now finding out about it because somebody's challenging him for Cobb County Sheriff.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's a little embarrassing here. The Sheriff Owens is like, hey, I think it's just I wasn't, puffing my chest out and saying I was the sheriff. And I'm like, but you did call 3 deputies to the scene.
Side note, that's the most traffic that Burger King's seen since Whoppers were on sale for 99 cents.
Well, so they were super scared. They all locked themselves inside. They were afraid of the sheriff. And so the deputy had to go knock on the door and say, hey, you guys aren't in trouble. Don't worry about it. You're not in trouble. We just need the name of the owner.
Did you put mayo on my Whopper, boy?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a little bit of the body cam audio, and then Mike Dondelinger, which is the guy that Owens planned to hire as his chief deputy, talking about it.
Do me a favor. All I need is the owner name or whoever owns this other manager. So I just need to find out who owns this place so I can do a physical claim. If I want to order her a Whopper, no mayo cut in half.
I think it is an abuse of power. Deputies run lights and siren, placing citizens at risk and his deputies at risk just so that he could get information from a business owner that clearly could have been followed upon on another day.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's running for chief deputy with the challenger, David Cavender. So,
Donnellinger.
Yeah.
Is. Okay.
Yeah, so they all.
All right, that made more sense. I thought he was turning on you.
No, not at all. So we'll see.
So loyalty has not been tested.
Nope. All right, those are your 3 things.
It's the Morning Blitz, 7:10. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead. No, you've been fired up about this all morning.
Oh.
Do you know anything about The Empire Strikes Back? No, I don't. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to tell you.
Yeah, well, I got a text from my friend Sherry, who you both have met before multiple times. Sonic Temple. She was at the wedding you DJ'd last weekend.
She was.
And she sent me a text with a link to this thing and asked if Lewis would be attending. I'm like, what is this? Well, it's called The Empire Strips Back. Have you heard of this?
No, I have not.
You've never heard of The Empire Strips Back?
No.
Well, this is a show that's going to be in Columbus for a couple of weeks at the Columbus Athenaeum, a little theater downtown. And Lewis, I think you got to go to this, man. I really do. You can check it out at theempirestripsback.com. But we need to come back and talk about this because there's a whole lot going on at this show. But it is all Star Wars.
Star Wars and strippers.
I don't think I would call it strippers. It's a show, and it sounds like it's probably a fun show. It's a burlesque parody show, is what it is, in a galaxy far, far away. So, can we come back and talk about this? Because
we can do whatever you want.
We're short on time here, but I really... It just looks like a blast. I'll go with you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. You want to go? We should go. Let's talk about it.
It's the Morning Blitz. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis, 722, 58, and windy today with some spotty showers here and there. Cloudy. Kind of a gloomy Monday. Get ready for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a gloomy week, it sounds like.
It happens.
It does. October in Ohio. Big fun.
Also, don't forget all week long, Ronnie Hunter will have a song for you at 4:20 every day. She'll tell you the Sonic Temple song of the day, and then we'll play it back the next day for your shot at Sonic Temple tickets. Of course, hopefully you heard Fridays because we've got a song to play this morning. But that's how it works. Can't tell you what it is. You got to listen to Ronnie.
We can't tell you. She'll tell you in the 4 o'clock hour.
4:20, dude.
At 4:20, yeah. And then we will play it in the 8 o'clock hour. That we can tell you.
But that's it. That's it.
We can tell you that Lewis's favorite burlesque parody show is coming to Columbus. He doesn't know that yet. What it is. He doesn't know it's his favorite yet. What's our club downtown, the burlesque club? What's the name of that?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
You asked Kelly.
We have a burlesque club downtown?
Yeah, what's it? They always
Kelly,
have those shows.
You know that burlesque club that you frequented all the time downtown?
No, it's a really popular place.
I can tell you.
It's not where it's going to be. I've never been there. I've never been there. It's a very popular place, though.
I didn't know.
And I know we've talked about it
know.
before. We've given away tickets to stuff there before.
Okay.
Downtown. This is going to drive me crazy now.
Are there pineapples at this one?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea at all. But I can't remember the name of it. Shadowbox.
Oh, Shadowbox Theater.
Yeah, Shadowbox Live.
Okay. That's not solely burlesque, though.
Oh, they do other stuff besides
yeah,
I thought that was strictly a burlesque show there. Okay. They do a lot of burlesque shows there. This one is not there. The Empire Strips Back. Did you go to the website yet, Lewis?
No, I'm not.
TheEmpireStripsBack.com. Yeah, go there and click, and there's all the cities it's going to be on. Just click on the Columbus show, and you'll be able to see like a gallery of pictures and stuff, and so you can get the idea. It says experience a unique blend of seduction and sci-fi as The Empire Strips Back takes you on a journey to the dark side. Tantalizing burlesque experience brings beloved characters to life with loving detail and humor that will leave you laughing and swooning at the same time. These are the droids you're looking for, Lewis.
You know what? I don't know if this is my thing.
It may not be.
I don't like when Star Wars is parodied or anything. Other than Spaceballs, there's no other acceptable form of parody. Even the stuff I've seen on the hub still bothers me that it's Star Wars because I don't see Princess Leia like that.
Not even in that gold bikini?
Carrie Fisher was a national treasure, Rick.
Sultry stormtroopers, Lewis.
I don't want sultry stormtroopers. I want guys who can't hit the broadside of a barn with their laser blasters.
Boy, they were the worst shot ever, weren't they? I mean,
Ever.
stormtroopers couldn't hit anything.
Ever.
They were terrible. Yes, it says a few surprises awaiting in a stunning intergalactic show where the Force is strong and the allure is even stronger. It says whether you're a diehard fan or looking for a night of fun and entertainment, you don't want to miss this delightful twist on the saga. Now, this is going to happen November 20th through December 1st, again at the Columbus Athenaeum. And it's about a 2-hour and 15-minute show. Got to be 18 or over. Tickets start at $39, and you can buy those at feverup.com, or you can get the Fever app and buy those. Kelly, are you on the website? Neither one of you have gone to the website yet?
No. Why? Neither of us are interested in this.
It's okay. I do appreciate your passion. The Force was strong in that.
If you were on it, we were waiting for you to describe it. It seems like you're the one who wants to go to this.
Yeah, you and the missus have a night out?
I told you, my friend Sherry sent me this and said, will Lewis be attending? So I wanted to bring it up and see if Lewis would be attending. Evidently, Lewis will not.
Nirvana on the Morning Blitz, 7:35. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. That was the song you were listening for your chance to see Sarah Silverman, and tickets going out too.
Heather Parks from Columbus won those tickets. It's the post-mortem tour at Mershon Auditorium. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com.
Nice. We'll have more of those tomorrow.
Yep.
Among other things this week. Don't forget, Ronnie Hunter. Listen to her. 420. She'll tell you the song that you need to know for Sonic Temple 2025. Your shot at tickets to that.
Weekend passes.
Absolutely. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had a little cough.
It happens to the best of us. Happens to me like every other word.
All right.
Now we should all stare at each other and see who can yawn the fastest, because once one person yawns and then another person sees it, another person will yawn too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's contagious.
Yawning is contagious?
It really is.
We know this.
Oh. I should have put that in. I got
Kelly was going to let you go on as long as I was going to keep dragging you along.
Nonsense.
All right, so listen. My wife's friend's husband is a teacher. All right. And I don't want to say the schools to protect their privacy, because it'd probably be a lot easier to figure out who it was if you knew the person, where they went to school and where they taught, because the school that my wife's friend and her husband graduated from, they graduated from the same school together. That school's team this past Friday night played against the school he now teaches at. So the school he graduated from with his wife was playing against the school he now teaches at.
Okay.
And so they were going to the game Friday night. And he mentioned that he wanted to sit on the visitor side, which is the school he teaches at. So they were playing at, their alma mater. And she said, no, we need to sit on the home side of the school that we graduated from and be loyal to them, as we always have been. And I'm like, that is interesting. This is the school you went to. This is who you've always cheered for. Do you have to change just because you're now teaching at the other school and cheer for them instead?
I don't think so, but maybe. I can see where you would want some brand loyalty.
I mean, it's your job. You're an adult. We're not in high school anymore here. You're an adult. You teach for a school. You support the school. You absolutely should sit on their side of the field. Why is this even a debate?
Well, I mean, it's like if you're a fan of this team, I don't know how many people are diehard fans of the high school team they went to. I do know that, I went to Grove City, and my kids went to Arlington, and I always cheered for Arlington games, but if they played Grove City, no, I was cheering for Grove City. I wasn't teaching for Arlington, though. So is that, that's okay
if you work for the Guardians, but you grew up being a Yankees fan, do you think the Guardians are going to be fine with you wearing your Yankees gear to the game today?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
You're an adult. You're not a kid in school anymore. You work for the
Hold on, though. But fandom's a little different.
It's not.
No. I work for the city of Columbus. Okay, we serve the city of Columbus here on the Blitz. I have no ill will towards the Buckeyes in any capacity.
Oh, you hate the Buckeyes.
Come on, that's not true.
Oh, were you all broke up over the loss Saturday?
Yeah, actually, I kind of was. I thought it sucked. But anyway,
I know.
When the Buckeyes play Notre Dame, I grew up a Notre Dame fan, so therefore I cheer for Notre Dame. Sorry, that doesn't mean I wish the Buckeyes ill will any other week, but for that particular week when they're playing my fandom, I cheer for my fandom.
You're not being paid by the Buckeyes. We are talking about people who are getting paid by a high school to teach these kids and be in support of these kids and help bring these kids into adulthood. This is your job now, is for this school. You should be supporting their team. You are not a child in high school anymore that just must support their high school team. But you are an adult in the working world.
But that's your fandom, though. You can't help who you're. I mean, and again, he cheers for the Cowboys. Why? Still goes over.
I'm sorry. You were born in Ohio and went to Cincinnati, and you cheer for Notre Dame. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying you can't in your mind hope that your own home high school, you can think that in your mind, but you can sit on the side of where you don't have to out loud be like, I hope the school I work for loses.
Sometimes you just want to be the villain of the
yourself.
So you're saying the optics are what matters here.
The optics absolutely matter, and it would matter to me if I was the principal and you were teaching at my school. That would absolutely matter to me.
See, I am different. Like if I were teaching at Michigan, I would wear a Buckeye jersey to school because that's me. I'm the villain of the story. So I don't know. Why does your fandom? Your job is not paying you to cheer for them. Your job is paying you to teach those kids, not cheer for the school.
Yeah. So all the football players and the cheerleaders in your classes can see you.
They come in on
rooting
Monday.
against them. Sure. I think that's great. That's really
great.
Great visuals.
Come in on Monday morning after loss. Hey, try harder next time. Lesson learned here.
I mean, that to me is silly.
Well, I'm not
act like an adult.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Kelly. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to put it all out there, man. It's a weird situation to be in. You know, I tried to imagine myself as like, if I was teaching at Franklin Heights and we were playing Grove City, where I graduated from, man, that would be very, very difficult. But I might be able to go over there and sit on that side and just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. I mean, is that so hard? Do we always have to express every little thing that's going on in our brains? Do the right thing with your actions, and you can feel some way totally different if you want.
I'm not saying he's doing the wrong thing. If he's not, it's not like he's not doing his job. And nowhere in his job does he say you must put on school logo and cheer for the school at every home football game. It doesn't say that.
All right, well, we are getting an awful lot of texts.
Let's dive into this. It's Breaking Benjamin on the Morning Blitz, 7:46 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Kelly, of course, is going to be gone for a couple days, and we're about to send her off in a bad mood.
I'm not in a bad mood.
With a good healthy Monday disagreement.
I do disagree with you, but I know I'm very confident in my position, so it doesn't put me in a bad mood.
All right, if you just tuned in, here's the deal. My friend's wife's husband is a teacher, and they both graduated from the same school, and the school that he teaches at now was playing football Friday night against the school they graduated from. She wanted to sit on the homestand, on the home seats, at the school they graduated from. He said they need to sit in the visitor section because that's the school he teaches for now. And Kelly agrees with him. It's about optics. He needs to support the school he works for.
It's about being an adult.
And the students that he teaches. And yes. Lewis is maybe in disagreement here.
I know maybe about it. I am.
Okay.
Gotta hide from it.
And Tara texted in, Kelly, along the same lines you were talking about, how you can still sit on the visitor side for the school you teach for and really, to yourself, cheer for the other team. And Tara said, why doesn't he just sit on the side that pays him while still cheering for whoever he wants to win? Because he's an adult and it's high school. Pretty much in 100% agreement with you, Kelly.
And truthfully, this would never happen to me because I stopped going to high school games when I left high school.
Oh, did you really?
Close that chapter.
Oh, I've been to several high school games.
In fact, the girl child in her in band was the most high school games I've consistently went to since high school. 3 years of that. Done.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I understand both sides, being the football fan that I am.
Do you literally have any connection with the school you graduated from anymore? I'm assuming you're at least 20, 25 years out of school. Are they? I mean,
it's still your alma mater.
Yeah,
fine, but do you have any connection with a human on that other side of the field?
You mean
outside of the name of the school that you graduated
because
from?
There's probably someone that stayed in that town and kept their kids in that school. They went to that school, their grandparents went to that school, and now their kids go to that school. So, yeah, there's probably some connection there. 6 degrees separation. We all know someone.
This is a man with a job. You support your job. You support the kids whom you teach. There is no question that I am right about this. Anyway, sorry, Thick Rick. What were you saying?
No, I'm just listening. I love the debate. Because I was confused by it. I'm like, man, what do you do?
But see, I don't think your job pays you to cheer for them.
I think that maybe in school they might. You're required to go to a certain amount of games and support the school's teams. That is absolutely part of your contract.
I would have fun with this at school. I would be the villain if I was if I went to the rival school and now I taught at this school. I would wear my rival school clothes to school all week and let the kids give me crap, and then if they won, they could stick it to me in class the next day. When they lost, I could be like, try harder.
Justin said it's not even about what team you support. There's a teacher. You should have a relationship with your kiddos, and you want to be rooting them on.
Yes, thank you.
Ashlyn said, just switch sides at halftime. Like that. So if Kelly gets hired for something by that team up north, she's not going to root for the Buckeyes anymore?
No, I would be at every freaking Michigan game there was in my Michigan gear. I work for them. They pay my bills. I'm an adult. I'm not a child here.
I'm going to throw up.
See, I would still keep my fandom. Steve said, Ohio born and raised Steelers fans make no sense. It's like being American and hope China wins.
Here's the thing, too, is we're talking to somebody, Kelly, who is not a sports fan. I don't give a crap. Except for the Buckeyes, I do give a crap for. But if I were working for Michigan...
Apparently not, because if you worked for Michigan, you wouldn't give a crap about the Buckeyes.
I would not.
Kelly can be bought.
Bought.
I can... For who's paying my salary?
My fandom
I
is
support
not for
you.
sale.
I support you for paying my salary. 100% of what... Okay, you think about it. If we were playing softball against a radio station I used to work for, do you think everyone be okay for me going over there and playing for them instead of playing for this
Depends on how good
team?
you are, how good or bad you are.
I'm terrible.
Go right ahead.
I'm just saying,
no hard feelings.
This is a little bit of silliness that we're talking about having to root for the high school that we graduated from over the team that we currently work for.
But don't worry, we're going to win. We've got a secret weapon, Kelly Quinn. Kelly? Yeah, she's going to play for them.
No, but your fandom, you don't put a price on your fandom.
But I think that I consider it to be a more silly question because I'm not a rabid sports fan. Maybe I just don't get it. And so I think, obviously, you're not going to sit with the opposing team. You work for this school. You're going to support this school. Maybe I just don't understand how rabid high school sports can be.
They are pretty rabid. But I mean, again, I think it depends on how passionate you are about your high school, there are certain places where high school football, and Ohio is one of them. High school football is a way of life. Like, that's a big deal. Like, your high school football fandom means as much to you in a lot of ways as your college or your pro does.
Especially if you go up into Northeast Ohio.
That's what I'm saying. Friday Night Lights is the legit thing. So there are people who are they will not trade that for anybody.
All right, well, why don't you go work for that school then? Why are you working for an
because
opposing
you needed
school?
a job and the other school paid you.
Well, then you better hope they'll keep paying you after you don the other school's colors.
Steve, who said Ohio born and raised Steelers fans make no sense. And you said, about me and the Cowboys. Well, you got to realize, guys, when I was a kid, the Cowboys were on TV every week. The Browns and the Browns and the Bengals were not. The Steelers and the Cowboys were on TV here in Columbus every week. Rarely ever saw the Bengals and Browns when I was a kid. So that's how that happened. So that's, you say it doesn't make sense, but it does. Okay. Because that's what that's what you grew up watching, that's what you grew up watching. And then they finally, the NFL made them, start showing local games in their local markets, which was the right thing to do.
Sure.
But that's how that happened.
Natasha says, I spent more time at East Knox than any other school I attended, and I support Utica because my kids attend Utica.
Well, and I supported Upper Arlington, but if they were playing against Grove City, I was rooting for Grove City.
Because that's where you went to school.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
what I mean. I think,
but I wasn't a teacher. So I don't know. But yeah, that's where I went.
The
That's
kids
who I
he
always
teaches
cheered
would feel betrayed. Well, that's just part of life. There's a lot of betrayal out there.
All right, so
The classroom is not immune.
They did end up sitting on the visitor side for the school he teaches for because he was told that he could actually get fired if he sat with the opposing team's
Now,
fans.
that's
I told you
ridiculous.
that's part of your contract as a teacher is that you are contracted to go to a certain amount of events and support the kids. This is part of your contract as a teacher.
I know teachers. I need to ask teachers if this is legit. And then we're not going to get into it.
We've got a ton of teachers listening. Just text us at 99700 unless you're already in school.
Yeah, Becky said she was pretty sure the contract says you have to join your school's team spirit if you're a teacher there.
Even on rivalry week.
I don't know.
Man, high school's cold-hearted.
It was a great discussion, though. I was like, man, I don't know. Let's see. Tara says, I feel bad for the sons whose dads live vicariously through their high school football career.
You know what? I would have agreed with her up until a few years ago, but I got to tell you, I never experienced that before, and I never thought I would, and I never would. But there is something about seeing your kid excel that makes you feel a certain way.
Well, yeah, wanting to see your kid excel. I mean, living vicariously through them is like, I don't know. I've loved football. I loved watching my son play football. I except for the injuries, I always got concerned about the injuries, and so much so that when he said he was done playing football, I felt this relief that I did not have to worry about him getting injured on the football field anymore. So, and you know how much I love the game. But anyway, yeah, thought it was a great discussion.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Former Columbus Zoo CEO Tom Staff is due in court this morning to learn his punishment related to the theft scandal that came to light back in 2021. A sentencing hearing is scheduled for 9 a.m. in Delaware County Common Pleas Court. Prosecutors say Staff is the ringleader behind the conspiracy to spend more than $2 million in zoo funds on various personal expenses and the effort to cover up the misconduct. Staff pleaded guilty to more than a dozen felony counts connected to theft and fraud back in July. A new poll shows the race for the White House is deadlocked. Former President Trump and Vice President Harris each received 48% support from likely voters in the latest NBC News poll, which was released yesterday. The survey, released just 3 weeks before Election Day, also found some uncertainty with 10% of voters saying they might change their minds. Pollsters noted a shift away from the post-debate momentum for Harris, with the contest becoming a dead heat. The poll conducted October 4th through the 8th found that 4% of people questioned said they were not going to vote for either candidate. All right, well, let me tell you the story about this Arkansas father who's been arrested after shooting and killing a man who was in a vehicle with his missing 14-year-old daughter. Last week, 36-year-old Aaron Spencer reported to the police that his daughter was missing. And as police were on their way to Spencer's home, Spencer found his daughter in a vehicle with 67-year-old Michael Fosler. The family already had a protection order against Fosler because he had stalked and raped their 14-year-old daughter over the summer. So this guy's already stalked this child, raped this child. They had a protective order against this child, and she was found in his vehicle. So the dad confronts Michael Fosler, and there was an altercation, and Aaron Spencer shot and killed Michael Fosler. He was arrested on a preliminary charge and is out on bail, but formal charges have not yet been filed. I'd give this guy a commendation, a pat on the back, and well wishes for the rest of his life.
Yep.
You know, I don't know how you charge a person in that way. They should have been very afraid for their daughter being in his car, afraid for her life.
Yeah, I think you're saving her life.
Yep.
You know,
So,
who wouldn't do that?
No
What father
question.
would not do that?
No father. You would never get a conviction on this. So, anyway, those are your 3 things.
It's the Morning Blitz. 8:07, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. Good morning. 58, clouds, wind, spotty showers. Little cooler day on tap for Central Ohio. It's pretty cold in the Warner Brothers studios right now because they lost a lot of money again.
Okay, might I start this out by saying you absolutely predicted the box office weekend take to perfection.
Thank you.
To perfection last week. You called it.
Thank you.
I in my mind, I didn't say it out loud because I don't have to say everything out loud, but I thought, you think Terrifier 3 is going to be the new Joker. That's wild. That's a wild take, I thought, in my brain. And guess what happened?
Slaughtered it.
Slaughtered. You were so
Straight
right.
up slaughtered it.
Yeah. You and Trash Man Dave.
It was a duel between the clowns. Terrifier 3 easily beat out Joker Folie à Deux in its opening weekend. It made $16 million in North America. Wild Robot was second at $14 million. Then Beetlejuice came back in at number 3. Joker 2 plunged all the way down to number 4, which is the biggest drop ever for a comic book movie.
It was like more than 80%.
82%,
drop.
yeah.
82% drop. That is so crazy.
Supposedly, Todd Phillips, you might not know the name, he's directed a ton of stuff. He directed The Hangover. He directed the first Joker. And I guess he was very difficult to deal with and unwilling to change in what he wanted to do. And I don't know if this was just a middle finger to Warner Brothers because none of them wanted to do a sequel, but the first one made $1 billion. But it's a lesson learned for every other studio out there. You cannot F with comic book characters to the point where they become unrecognizable to the core audience.
That's what happened on this one?
And that's what happened with this one. The musical, you didn't do anything new with the character. The storyline was weak. You start messing with beloved characters like, okay, I'm not slagging Lady Gaga, but you're going to bring her in as Harley Quinn, but we're not going to call her Harley Quinn. We're going to take the Lee out of Harley and change her name. It just pisses people off. And a lot of people said, I saw somebody over the weekend that brought up a really good point about the first movie. You got to dance with what brought you there. The first movie is about a mentally unstable guy who has a really bad day and becomes a psycho killer and proving that we're all one bad day away from doing something we don't want to do. If that's just the story, okay, yeah, that's a good story and it might make for a good movie, but it's not going to make for $1 billion good movie. But you make that guy Joker and you put that name on it and all of a sudden you get people showing up to see that. And then when you do it again, you get people to go the first week, but when you totally piss all over whatever it was, yeah, okay, no. Nobody wants that. And you losing $200 million and you deserve to because you did it to yourself. So it was just a terrible, terrible idea and terrible execution and a bad movie.
Well, how about the winner, though? Terrifier. Have you seen any of those movies?
I've seen the first one.
You did see the first one.
I saw the first one.
I thought these were like low budget.
They
Only
are.
a few people are seeing them, but it sounds like a lot of people saw Terrifier 3.
Well, remember, Kelly, we had the story last year. Terrifier 2 had people throwing up in the audience and all that. People got very sick.
Right.
And, like, we're having PTSD and stuff. And it was crazy. And then, then the 3. And that's the first time I'd ever heard of Terrifier. And then yesterday, I'm watching Ice Nine Kills has a new song out called A Work of Art.
Yeah.
And it's all about
Terrifier.
Art the Clown.
Yep.
And it's, the song itself is like 4 minutes long, but this video is 15 minutes long. And it's a whole bunch of Art the Clown and Terrifier stuff in it, and they're in the video and everything. And I'm like, now my goal by Halloween is to watch all 3 of these movies.
I don't mind a good horror. Look, I even said it right. I don't mind a good horror movie, but I don't like I saw the first couple of Saw movies, and then when you're there just to be gory and just to kind of push the gore envelope, that's when you lose me. I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
Is that what the first Terrifier was?
Kind of, I guess, a little bit.
Was it? Did you like it?
Yeah, I didn't mind the first one, but I've seen it. I'm like, all right, I don't need just to be gored out of the theater. And that's why people were like, I don't want like disgusting gore. I don't want to watch. That's not my vibe.
But you haven't seen the second one.
No, I only saw the first one.
Okay.
I only saw the first one. So I don't, that's just not my thing. I like it good, but I like the things that scare me. Like, I was terrified during The Purge because it was creepy, but all of a sudden...
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You know why, though? Because I was watching that movie and I went, oh, wow, we're one Congress away from this actually being able to happen.
Yeah.
And that scared me. So that kind of stuff, Like, and I like the thinking man or woman's horror.
Like The
show.
Ring.
Yeah,
that really scared me, but
yes.
it was enjoyable to be scared to that level. I'm with you. I cannot do gore. When you tell me this movie made a bunch of people throw up, that doesn't make me want to see it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I like scare, not necessarily a fan of, I don't want to see the guy who has the choice of, well, you're chained here, you can either stab your eyeball out or cut your leg off. No, I'm good.
I'm good, yeah.
Pass. You're going to die either way. Pass. Anyway.
Yeah, but the Ice Nine Kills video made me want to see the movies, and now I can't wait to see them at Sonic next year.
Should be fun. The theatrics involved.
Yeah. When are you going to watch these? I need to know because I've got to know your reaction.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me, okay. I will keep you up to date.
I need to know if you threw up.
Oh, man, I've never had a movie get me that way ever. Just that one scene in Gerald's Game. That was it. When she was trying to get out of that handcuff.
Okay, we're good. I don't need to hear about it.
No, all I said was she was trying to get out of a handcuff. Right. She was trying to get out of a handcuff.
Dude, my gosh.
No visuals.
Read the room. I don't need to, this doesn't need to spawn anything in my memory. Gross.
Lincoln Park on the Morning Blitz. 824, Thick, Kelly, Lewis. 58. Some patchy showers, some clouds, some wind, some gloom on a Monday. The temperature in here has been all over the place this morning. Has anybody else noticed this, or is it just me, or am I having flashes?
I haven't noticed it.
Okay, so it was chilly this morning. Came in, full hoodie, zipped up, ready to go. Walked in the studio. It felt like a sauna. Had to lose the hoodie quickly. A couple of seconds ago, felt like we've implemented Arctic Monday. And it was freezing cold. Can't figure it out.
I have a little heater here if you want to use it.
No, now I'm like hot again. Can't tell if I'm coming or going. Anyway, Gene Simmons was on Dancing with the Stars. If you missed this, Kelly, you might not have been here when we talked about this last week. I guess people were saying he came across as kind of, well, you fogged up my glasses. Like, he just made some comments that people were... like dirty old man comments, I guess.
Like what?
But I didn't think, when we played them, and Thick, you jump in too, I didn't think they were that, in the world we live in, I didn't think it was really that bad, anything he said.
Well, it was hair metal night, so they were all dancing to Poison, Warrant, Twisted Sister, Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, and all stuff from the 80s rock. And he made comments about the looks of the dancers. I got a couple clips here. Here's one.
This is a brand new experience for me, and it's difficult to look at both of you and to figure out which one is more hot. Danny, I'm telling you, you're right next to somebody, one of the more beautiful women on the planet. She makes you look good.
So people didn't like that?
Yeah. What did you think? Because I was like, I wished you'd have been here when it came up last week.
Well,
I wanted to see what you thought. As a woman, what did you think? If you were the dancer that was up there, and he said that.
I would take it as a compliment. Now, here's the thing, though. I had an interaction with the Gene Simmons in the late 90s. I did a phone interview with him. I was doing a morning show on an 80s station back then. And he was the most skeevy, disgusting person I have ever interviewed.
I've heard that before.
And it was on the phone, which makes it weirder. Just his comments are like, what are you doing later?
Is he even worse than me?
Gosh, yeah. No comparison.
Oh.
This guy really made me uncomfortable, and I don't like that. Like, you're a guest here. I'm interviewing you. You are a guest. You should not be making me feel that uncomfortable. I get you have a persona and all that, and I'm fairly good natured. If you want to call me beautiful, I'll take that all day long. Like, I receive that as a compliment. But when you start being more than like propositioning and creepy and sleazy and gross and dirty and nasty and weird, I don't receive that well. I think it's just bizarre. I think you have a problem. I think there's something wrong with you if that's how you're communicated.
All right, here's another clip.
Chandler, you fogged up my glasses. I don't know what to tell you. You moved me, not just with your gyrations and so on, but your beautiful face and how you were into the emotion of it, top to bottom. You're pretty good too, but I'm telling you.
So, yeah, people were like, why is he commenting on their looks? But I know that those judges on there before have said things, oh, that was so sexy. You guys looked like a most amazing couple together. And I'm like, was it really that much different? I don't know.
And plus, here's the thing, is it sort of a new Gene Simmons era? Like, he sounds like my grandpa's grandpa.
Right.
That's how old he sounds.
Right.
So all I'm doing is taking that as coming from an old guy who doesn't know any better. So he's trying to hand out a compliment because he's not sexy. He's not propositioning.
Of all
he's
the
just
people.
being like weirdly Gene Simmons as a really old guy.
See, that's where I was. I was kind of like, this could have been so much worse. Yeah,
he wasn't like, come back to my
I was gonna say,
room after.
you can cha right back to my dressing room when this is over. Like, I mean, he could have went there. He didn't.
Yeah, he was like, both of you were hot. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's I feel like
that's pretty tame for him, right? Don't you think?
I feel like it's tame for him.
Well, so the Daily Mail caught up with him and asked him about the backlash that he had received.
All media is clickbait. I stand by every word I said. I had a great time. The contestants were great. The show was great. Watch the show. Everybody's got something to say. Watch the show. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had a great time.
And when I saw these clips, the dancers were smiling and laughing at what he was saying and responding very. I don't know if they were putting on an act or not, but it didn't seem to bother them at all.
Plus, I mean, you invited Gene Simmons on the show. You know what you're going to get. So maybe they were looking for a little controversy. I don't think there's any there. I think it's just an old guy trying to be a young guy. And it just makes me feel more like, oh, okay, well, thanks for saying I'm beautiful. I appreciate it. I'll take that from anyone.
I'm with you. I think it was just, he comes from a different time, and he could have been far worse than what he was.
What's funny was when he was talking to the Daily Mail, a car had pulled up beside them where they were standing, and a woman would yell out the window, Gene Simmons, you were awesome on Dancing with the Stars. I loved it. And there's no way this could have been set up. You watch it. It's like this woman he had never known this woman. There was no setup here. He didn't even know he's about to talk to the Daily Mail when he walked up, and she just said, and the guy interviewing him goes, well, I guess she just answered for you. So
I feel like the people complaining were probably employed by Dancing with the Stars. They're like, hey, when he says this stuff, I want you to get online and really get something going here so people are talking about our show.
Right. Maybe. Because Dancing with the Stars hasn't had any real stars on it in years. So.
Right.
3 days grace on the morning Blitz. It is Thick Kelly Lewis, 8:39, and that was the song that Ronnie told you to listen for.
It was, and Jamie Hammond from Columbus was listening because she was the winner of Sonic Temple weekend passes.
Woo!
There
Got
you
her
go.
Wristbands.
Congratulations.
She was very excited.
Very excited.
And way to pay attention.
Yes.
Ronnie Hunter will have another song for you today at 4:20. She'll tell you what it is. We'll play it back tomorrow, and it could be your way into Sonic Temple.
And we always play it in the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah. Jay brought up something that I want to get into eventually down the road, but we're not right now because we have Kelly's story from earlier that we're revisiting about dating scams. But I do want to... He talked about people are mad at Colin Farrell because he's wearing a fat suit to play Penguin, and they think he should have went and got a fat actor instead.
Oh, yeah, that's the trend now.
Yeah. I really want to revisit this whole topic somewhere else down the road, but not right now.
Yeah, we can chew on it for a while. Get really heated, and then we'll come back.
Exactly, then come back. Okay. Spew venom and anger.
Chew on some food.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a couple hours ago, we talked about this guy up in Cleveland who was on this dating hookup app called Down, D-O-W-N.
As in you're down to do whatever.
You're down to do whatever.
Oh, DTF.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he meets this woman, quote unquote, not sure because he never actually met her, but she was like, hey, give me $35 so I can get to your apartment. And so he PayPals her $35, and then she's like, oh, I need another $100. My cousin needs some money, and I need birth control pills. He's like, okay, here's another $100. Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
And then she's like, oh, I got lost on my way to your house. Can you come find me? And it was over by the bus depot. So he goes to the bus depot and he talks to an officer there. And the guy's like, brother, you are being scammed so hard right now. Go home. So he goes home and contacts the woman again.
Oh, my God.
She's like, I'm sending my cousin over there to get money from you.
They say don't hate the player, hate the game, but this player is stupid.
So he ends up calling the cops again. They're like, how many times can we tell you to stop talking to this woman? Like, he was just so hoping, I think, that this would all work out and he'd get his visit from this woman from the app down.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, how long do you hang in there with someone before you say this is just not working out?
I have had my fair share of lonely nights. At no point in time am I ever lonely enough that I will pay for it.
But even if you do, like, under the guise of paying for her Uber ride to your house, and that may be some way you can digest the payment a little better, once she starts asking you for more and more money, aren't you like, yeah, I better just cut my losses here?
That's where we're different, too, because she was like, hey, I'm going to need some gas money to get over. I need you to do your part. I'm like, I'm about to be doing my part. I'm putting in all the work. You can find a way to get over
Oh,
here.
my gosh. What did she want?
I'm a selfish lover.
I can't remember. What did she want the $100 for?
Her cousin and birth control pills.
Right, her cousin. And
I guess her cousin needed some money.
First
but
of all-
then that's the cousin she sent to his apartment, supposedly, to collect his part of that money.
Red flag number one, if you're throwing it all out there on the dating app, shouldn't you already have that birth control situation on lockdown before you're throwing it all out there?
Yeah, this isn't making sense. You're right about that.
Well, like I said earlier, when she got him to go out looking for her, I thought sure somebody was going to be breaking into his house, stealing
that's
stuff
next,
while he was looking for her. But he showed up to collect.
Mm-hmm.
And he was shining a flashlight on the house.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes. I just am like, people are lonely. I mean, that is an absolute state of affairs in people's lives. There's a lot of loneliness out there and a lot of hope that maybe this is a good way to meet somebody. So I get you, like, giving somebody sort of maybe a second chance. Hope among hope. I finally matched with somebody, and maybe they really don't. Maybe they really are broke, but I don't know.
You know what? There's a couple of things. It is harder to meet someone now. The other thing you have to worry about, too, is let's go back 15 or 20 years. A lot of people met their person in the workplace. Whether they were directly in your office, maybe they worked for a client of your office. Well, now you have to be more cautious than ever of that, because even if you pay someone a legitimately nice compliment, they can turn that into you're a creeper and it's an HR issue and everything else. So that's kind of off the table for a lot of people because you can't say things or insinuate contact the way you used to.
Now, I have heard that a telltale sign that you are about to get scammed from somebody off a dating app is when they say, hey, can we take this over to WeChat?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can we take our conversation off the dating app and go over to WeChat?
What is WeChat?
It's it's a Chinese.
Okay.
Maybe there's just your conversation or something like that. I don't know, but that's been a sure sign. A couple people have said when they tell you to go to WeChat, you know it's over. They're about to try to sell you Bitcoin.
I never liked chat rooms when those were a thing. I don't like online dating. I know some people have used it and had great success with it. To me, you never truly know who the person is behind the avatar, the profile, or whatever. There's a lot of ways to hide, and you're taking they're preying on someone who is very emotionally vulnerable. Because again, loneliness is a real thing, and people want to meet that someone, they want to have that someone, and they'll go to great lengths to find and meet that someone, which makes them prey. Easy prey.
Matt says, I have a coworker that continuously falls for the same scams. For some reason, he even sent a girl his social security number. He's desperate for someone, so I have to remind him daily, if they ask for money, there's no future.
Right.
And then, wow, Emily, oh my gosh. She said she could tell us stories about older men going way above and beyond. My best friend's dad literally had the issue of calling Penny from Big Bang Theory his girlfriend because this fake person easily convinced him that he was dating Penny and was about to meet her and hang out with her. But there's so much more to it.
Wow.
Man.
So, I mean, has anybody tried to scam you guys?
Yeah.
Did you get scammed? Are you willing to admit it?
Here's another, clue that you're getting scammed. If there's some, an absolute 10-looking person who says they're from, a tiny town in your area.
They're not.
Oh, I am, Hot Melissa, and I'm from Etna, Ohio. I'm there are 4 people who live in Etna. I don't think you're one of them, baby.
If you tried a dating app and it doesn't work out, hey, man, nice shot. Filter. It's on the Blitz. It's Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. We're talking about dating app scams. Kelly brought up a story earlier this morning about a dude who paid a girl $30 to get her to come to her apartment. Then she messaged him back on the app and said she needed $100 for her cousin.
More and more money.
More and more.
He kept doing it.
Police started laughing at him because he was getting scammed so bad.
He kept calling the police, and they're like, brother, man, you've got to stop talking to this woman. She's scamming you. But he kept going back and saying, is there any chance? Can we work this out?
The police think you're scamming me, but I'm willing to give you another opportunity.
So we got Scott on the phone, and Scott, you got a scam story?
Oh yeah, yes sir, I do.
What happened?
They attempted to scam me. I was on Instagram and got these weird messages from these ungodly, gorgeous women, and they were in another state. So I'm like, okay, I know this is a scam, so I reply, you buy me plane ticket, I come see you. And they came back with this weird phrase. I'm like, that sounds foreign, so I Googled it. And it was a scammer's code so they can distinguish each other from one another.
Oh, wow.
So a few moments later, I get a video call from this number. There's people trying to scam me. It's some foreign dude sitting in a dark room.
So you didn't end up losing any money or anything?
No, I did not. I did not.
Good for you.
But I know the next time I had the situation, someone trying to scam me, I use that phrase on them. Once again,
is the
video call is some person, some foreign dude sitting in the dark.
Wow.
Is the word alaye, ALAYE? I'm looking at a couple of online people saying that is a word that scammers use to recognize each other.
It was something like that.
Wow.
I can't really remember, but it was something similar to that, if I remember correctly.
All right, well, I'm glad you didn't get scammed, Scott. Thanks a lot for the phone call, brother.
That's crazy. That is insane.
Man. Yeah. All right. Kate said, I have a friend who thought she was texting Ezekiel Elliott. They sent each other nudes and videos, but never showed faces. It terrified me thinking that she is seeing some random man like that, as well as showing off herself to a complete stranger. I hate technology.
Oh, wow.
Carly said, I had a guy friend who gave the address across the street as his own, and he's glad he did. The woman pulled up to, quote-unquote, his house, and she walked up to the porch, had 3 dudes with her.
Oh, so you screwed your neighbor, but thank God you're safe.
Better him than me.
Yeah. Amy, I agree with what Amy said. I think the first red flag is that a grown adult needs money to put gas in her car. I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I would think that too, Amy. But I guess if you're a desperate dude on the dating app, what's it called?
Down.
You're desperately hoping for a visit, I guess.
Carl said he was on Plenty of Fish. He says, I am a widower, and I messed up and put that on the profile. I literally had several so-called ladies ask me about life insurance, and one straight up said she'd blank me if she could help me burn the life insurance money. What the F? But most situations are easily figured out. Just ask realistic questions.
That is so sad. My gosh. You think you're being like vulnerable and just stating your life situation, and people will look for anything to take advantage of.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Rick said a long time ago, was chatting with a girl who said she was from Kentucky. I half believed her. Then she starts telling me that she's stuck outside of the country. Her boyfriend took off with her passport. Can I send her some money? I told her that was not a good idea because I'm on a government watch.
Watch
She'd
list.
be arrested when she picked up because she cussed me out and said I didn't have to be so mean.
You didn't have to be so mean. You're just trying to scam you for a little money. Oh, that's so funny.
Kate texted back in about her friend and Ezekiel Elliott. She said she never found out. He told her that he had a really busy schedule while playing for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Which I'm a fan of too, LOL, and had to break up with her.
Oh, so she still thinks she dated Ezekiel Elliott.
Still thinks it was
that's
him.
So funny.
But you know what, though? But here's the thing. People are looking for someone to make a connection with. And if you are a scammer or whatever, and you can make some emotional connection with somebody, they become really vulnerable.
Yep.
And they will do whatever, we're in a long-distance relationship. We're going to meet one day, and it's going to be great. And you do hear the stories of people who met on dating apps, and it worked out just fine.
Oh, gosh, yeah. There are plenty of success stories.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, absolutely. Mike says we all got to check out Scammer Payback on YouTube. That sounds intriguing.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right, guys. Bath & Body Works will no longer be marketing a seasonal candle after some people said the design on the label looks like a Ku Klux Klan hood. It looks like a series of hoods. The design is really a decorative folded snowflake cutout. But there are a number of parts visible on the candle label that looks like an eye hole, like 2 eye holes in a white hood, sort of. And when I looked at it, all I saw was snowflake, but it also looked kind of weird. And then side by side with a Klan hood, I thought, oh, okay, yeah. I see, I guess, a resemblance. But what you said, Thick, is true. It also looks like an alien.
Yeah, it looks more like alien heads.
Like with 2 dark eyeballs.
It's the points of the snowflake, if you can't see it at the moment. And there are 2 holes in each point of the snowflake. So it's kind of got that triangle white shape and 2 eye holes.
So apparently Reddit jumped on this and started calling it a clandle.
Oh my gosh.
And Bath & Body Works decided, it's not worth the PR disaster. We'll just go ahead and just take this off shelves. The canceled candle, though, has appeared on eBay with one person trying to sell one for $350.
Right, that's probably now a collector's item.
Oh, gosh, though, you don't want it, do you?
I mean...
Really?
I mean, it's so silly. It says Snowed In is the name of the candle. It's clearly a half of a snowflake.
Great.
So dumb.
Oh, gosh. So anyway, I guess Bath & Body Works apologized and said we're committed to listening to our customers and committed to fixing any mistakes we make, even those that are unintentional.
It wasn't a mistake.
We apologize to anyone we've offended. We're swiftly working to have this item removed. We're evaluating our process going forward.
Oh, my gosh.
But like I said, side by side, I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe you could make an argument for it. It kind of looks weird.
Sometimes you just apologize after the fact, whether you want to or not. And sometimes you just sell somebody out.
Yeah.
They don't owe anybody an apology. That's ridiculous.
Oh, well, does anyone owe an apology here? A Long Island father's hit with criminal charges after he allegedly hit a 13-year-old girl during a soccer game.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, this happened at the end of September at a game in Uniondale, Long Island. They were 2 11-year-old girls, excuse me. The 2 11-year-old girls collided, ran into each other, with one of them knocked out after falling onto the pitch.
Oh.
So the dad of the girl who was knocked out, he jumped up. His name's Michael Stallone. Good name, huh? For somebody who's going to elbow a 13 or 11-year-old girl. He jumped up, went over, hit the girl with an open hand, and then elbow checked her. Do you believe that? He denies it. He says he was just trying to help the injured player. Anyway, he's pleading not guilty. Who does that to an 11-year-old?
You're in front of parents everywhere, right? And you're denying it? Did anybody see it?
I feel like these other parents should have just taken care of business right there.
Well, I mean, how did he think he could deny it?
So anyway, listen to this. So the police ended up arresting him, and they found an OxyContin pill in his pocket. So he's got other things going on as well, it looks like. And anyway, he has been hit with criminal charges finally.
What?
And just a little kind of, interesting thing. Jelly Roll is opening a bar in downtown Nashville, as do all good country singers. The venue is going to be called Jelly Roll's Good Night Nashville. And a back bar will be named after his late dad, Buddy. He announced it in the latest Joe Rogan Experience podcast that dropped, I think, on Friday. So, very interesting. Those are your 3 things.
He also lost 100 pounds, he said.
Yep.
Is that right?
Jelly.
How about that?
I meant to ask him that last week, and I did not. We got on the Capitol Hill thing, and I didn't, didn't want to get into anything super.
You wanted to ask him about his weight?
No, he looked smaller. That's why I was like,
yeah.
That's why I wanted to know how much weight he'd lost.
Well,
I knew he'd been training for that marathon, so I was curious, but we got to talking about the Capitol Hill thing and just never got back to that.
Yeah, he said he feels like doing a lot more because he feels lighter, he feels better, and he likes to get out and do more now. That's what happened.
Good for him. That's awesome.